Oh man, that was funny though.
I guess so.
I had a Red Bull, so if I'm turning,
No, you would turn because you just turned. Ain't got nothing to do with no damn Red Bull. Don't blame the Red Bull because you crazy.
Make sure you're speaking to the mic.
No, my mic way over here. Look.
Check.
Look where my mic is. Look where I'm at.
I know where it is.
It's not even looking at me. It's way over there. Can you hear me now?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you before because it went better than mine. You didn't buy me a new one.
Say it again.
You didn't buy me a new one.
You was all late with the damn mic.
What you mean?
I was like, Bob. You was like,
I know you had a stendo arm.
hit with the Ippo flicker, like.
That's such good.
People underestimate that. They be like, "Oh, Haiku's the best."
Your
Haiku's a good sports anime, but Ippo was that joint.
Can you talk about your reach? Like how your reach is deceiving?
How you say that?
Cause like you jabbed me in my face. I was unconscious a little bit. Ooh.
That's good. That's a good segue. I'm not even gonna front. That's a good one.
Hey yo, if you haven't listened to that Jasmine Sullivan, fire.
What anime am I watching? Somebody's name is Sullivan. Oh, it's the person that writes the person in the
Hey Sullivan?
Studio Ghibli joint.
No, I'm not gonna do no name association because obviously it's annoying.
No.
Lord forbid I try to help you.
Bro, you was wilding. It was just
How?
you was like bam. It was like 4 of them. I was like, bro. And
I was trying to help you unlock the thoughts in your brain.
And it was so bad because I had to keep restarting every time you would start. I was like, bro.
You got focus, bro.
Tell Sop to holler at me, man.
Yeah, we like 4 minutes in. I don't know if I'm gonna keep all this. I probably will. Episode 141 of Cleaning Dishes. You good? What? I don't know if the mics work or nothing. I just
Episode, I'm sitting here clearly drinking water. You got some episode what? Like I ain't got water in my mouth.
I gotta do the intro thing.
So do I.
Yeah, but I was gonna make time. I got you, bro.
There was no time. You literally said it and just sat there sitting there.
Watch me.
All right, I'm gonna watch you. Watch watching that.
Episode 141 of Clean Dishes. How's everyone doing today? Hope y'all doing good. You know, it's your man Thomas here from Clean Dishes. And that's when you came in. So by the time you came in, you would finish the water and relax.
That's not what happened though.
No, because you started laughing and shit.
That don't mean you could. I was quiet the whole time. You could have.
So you come in.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Fred. Today I'm playing the role of Thomas. I'm gonna talk like this to you guys. Tology.com.
That's not how I talk though. I'm self-aware. No.
I'm like, wow, it's Fred still. You be like, it's just Thomas.
Balance.
No,
that's not balance.
That's way worse than balance, bro.
Because you up top, you on high. I'm low. You know what I'm saying? We mix in the middle. Because obviously, when I get turned, you know what I'm saying? It's the end of the world and shit.
Ain't no sense in the world you get turned. You just choose to be turned in a weird way.
How?
Bobby Fischer, James, like, bro, what is you doing? Like,
I was trying to help you on like
Freddie Gibbs. Like, how? Well, you said Gibbs, so I said Freddie Gibbs.
It's crazy
so
how you try to help people. They don't want your help. You know what I'm saying?
How was that helping me in any way? That's the thing. It wasn't even helping me. You was just yelling names. Like, you knew where I was going, what I was trying to do. It's on the damn docket, and you was going to yell out something that had nothing to do with anything.
I was trying to verbally unlock your chakras and align them. But
you was about to unlock an ass whooping. That's what you was about to unlock. You kept going. I'd be like,
you was rejecting the medicine I was giving you. You know what I'm saying? So.
Giving niggas a double dose of dumbass. I don't know what's wrong with you,
man.
bro.
It's not, see, you fucking up. It's not dumb because you don't understand.
It was a double dose of dumbass. That's what you was giving me.
It wasn't.
That's the medicine you trying to give me, a double dose of dumbass.
They said Einstein was crazy. Look at that. He got bodies on bodies.
You know what? Let's go ahead. It's Mr. Fredtastic bounce back like elastic crazy? Don't melt because not plastic. I'm here with the boy Thomas, as you know.
You know what's crazy about that? Me saying he got bodies on bodies. He made the atom bomb.
Damn! That double entendre, don't ask him how.
I was like, yo, I definitely just said some crazy shit and didn't even peep. Man, I got issues.
Did he actually make the atom bomb?
That's what I believe. I mean,
man.
I said it's what I believe, like it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I was like, did he did? It's like, yeah, yes or no? Did he or didn't?
I think he did, but you know, my memory's faulty on history and shit.
I didn't know he did the atom bomb. I didn't know he was in that kind of stuff. I don't know a whole lot about him, actually. I really don't. I just knew he was smart.
Now, if I would say that, you would been calling me a whole bunch of dummies and dumbass donkeys and shit.
That's some white dude. They ain't got nothing to do with me. That's
Talk about it.
That's so ignorant.
Talk about it. Okay.
That's so ignorant. That's rude. No, I really would have been like, because I don't know, it's not dumb. If you didn't know what I did, it's dumb. That's the rules.
I think about going back to Wakanda too recently.
Wakanda? That's Walmart, ain't it?
Oh my god, we gotta fight.
Everybody got a real nice Walmart. That's why I fight. Walmart and Wakanda would be dope.
No, it wouldn't.
You think it would still be messed up?
It'd be my own.
Oh shit, it would be. Oh shit. What kind of place is this? This should be hella wreckety.
How's your week?
My week was good, very productive. I was very high-key productive at work. I was more productive even at home and just doing little things rather than sitting home and playing the game like I've been. Yeah, so I was productive this week.
Okay, talk about it.
Got a little bit of stuff done here and there. Made some things. Nothing major, but movement. That's what's important. That shit looks so crooked right now.
It is crooked.
Oh, you go ahead and straighten it out. It'll be fine here, the thing.
You said lean tower pizza? So my week's been good. Thank you for asking me. My week's been pretty.
You see me burping?
Yeah.
You see me burping?
Mm-hmm.
What's in my hand? Bam.
My week's been good. Just been working at home.
Ooh, rap battles is today.
Thank you for announcing that on our podcast.
No, bro, rap battles.
Week's been pretty good. I've been battle rapping. You know what I'm saying? Getting my stats up.
That's what's up, Mickey Fact. I see you.
Stop it.
What's your battle rap name?
Probably Tao.
Tao?
Yeah.
No, it's gotta be something harder than that.
You
know all these dudes call themselves. No, you can be Tao.
I remember my daddy.
You said what?
Huh?
I remember my daddy.
I murdered my daddy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, murdered Mook. I mean, like, I don't think he murdered nobody. But you know what I'm saying? If you heard you about to fight somebody named I murdered my daddy.
I remember my daddy. You be a legend.
Why?
Because you know your dad.
The Jasmine Sullivan album is crazy. You hear that shit? This was a mess.
Damn.
Now, if I had a battle rap name,
that's fucked up. Wow.
I don't know. It has to be something fire though. It has to be something where you hear, you're like, oh, that's it.
It could be Tao, because I mean, people have all kinds of names in battle rap.
No, I know. I want something that's like, excuse me. I want something that when you hear, you're like, oh, that's creative.
Well, since Tao is like your name, you'll think it would be kind of cool because it has a bunch of different meanings to it. It'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be actually.
It would. But I need something for that. It'd be something more creative. Like when you heard, Mike Tyson's nickname was Iron Fist.
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah, so you heard Iron Fist, you like, oh, I might get knocked out.
I don't want to do this.
Like either somebody die in this ring or somebody getting knocked out. That's all I know.
He said, I remember my dad. That's crazy.
That's crazy, huh?
Wow. I really thought that's what you said. I was like, that's not gonna be a legend.
No. I remember my dad. That's crazy.
That sounds like you gonna be a legend because you know, like what? Most of the men don't know their dads. Like for sure, don't know them.
That's not true. Never mind.
Thank you. Like, niggas, you serious? Most of these boys don't know their dads, and if they know their dads, it's from the prison pictures. Believe you me. I'm telling you right now. I had these dudes be like, "Yo, my dad is in prison." If they do know their dad, they be on there. They get stoned for knowing their dads.
No comment.
They do.
Yeah, that definitely is true.
They be like, oh, you got your mom and your dad. You suck. Like, what?
Yeah, yo, daddy, you feel loved? Man, fuck out of here.
They be clowning you for knowing your parents.
How you know your dad?
What?
That should be in your vocabulary.
Yo.
You better get jumped. To know my dad? Yes.
Yo, like, wow. They did my... Yeah.
Those are the breaks, though.
These are the breaks. Go ahead, get
Where
them.
you want to start from, though?
Hey. You
want to start with
Hey. Go ahead, get them. Hey.
Where do you want to start from?
I would start with A and then go into a pop lock.
You want to start from the last one? Or you want to start from the first one?
Honestly, started from the
Second,
bottom over here.
You want to start from the bottom?
No.
I'm like, we can.
No.
Honestly, that's what I'm looking forward to. I think it's going to take up like a good chunk of our podcast.
If you want to start with Tenet was pretty...
Let's start with Tenet.
Yeah, so we doing the reviews, we got some things, and obviously we watching movies. That's our thing now, and we watched some pretty good ones.
We did
some bangers, some like mainstream joints. That's what this is. So today's all about mainstream, except for one. One's not a mainstream thing, but it was. We could start with that, or we could pass it up. If it comes up, it comes up. If we have time for it.
Which one?
Crooklyn.
Oh, we have to talk about Crooklyn. That's for the culture. So, anyway, Tenet is a movie about a philanthropist giving out money to underprivileged children. When one of the children grows up, to be a mass murderer, the philanthropist has to figure out what he wants to do with his life and the philanthropist's money.
Nigga, what?
Oh shit, my bad, wrong one.
I was like, bro, no. I was like, I ain't never seen this. What movie was this?
I made that up top of my head. I already did.
I was like, you know that word?
It's a philanthropist. Wait a minute.
No.
I got for I got one for
No. Don't give away the first part yet. That gives the whole thing away. Don't give that away.
That P word?
You give it away, but don't put A.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the next sentence. Then. Hold on.
So it's about. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
you give it that, it's like damn.
All right, I'll skip that sentence. Then I'll skip that sentence.
And don't do the other part until the end of it.
What? The Tenet is a film?
Yeah, why you gonna tell him that? No, I'm playing. No, the other. No, you can do it. I was just fucking with you. I'm just throwing shit in there.
Tenet is a film written and directed by Christopher Nolan.
You told me some movie. Who directed? Damn it! No, I'm playing.
Is a mindfuck of a movie time, of a time movie. Jesus Christ. The world in Tenet is on the brink of World War III, and our main character, who goes by the name of Protagonist, is on a mission to avoid the end of the world. This is all I'm going to say to avoid giving out too much information. Ignorance is our ammunition.
That's how you do that shit. When I saw this, I was like, he gonna change this. And I saw you change it, I was like, yes! Because the other way you would have gave away a bunch of the movie, and I was like, fuck, you'd have gave away too much and be getting right off the back. I was like, damn, because it's crazy.
And that's why you said, I was like, all right, I can modify it.
That was...
Did you have an energy drink? Like,
that shit was good, bro. That shit was good, bro. Let's go. Let's be podcast. We potting. We're potting today. I don't even say that word. We potting today, bro.
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. I need the praise of that.
We potting today, bro. That was good. I was like, okay, yeah, because you gave him what the synopsis was without giving it away. Because there's so much in that movie, dog.
It is.
Now we gonna give it away. It's like, we gave you the synopsis. Give it away now.
We for sure are. Where do you want to start?
Oh God. Fuck. Let's start with.
So I saw it before you did.
Yes. Let's start with that.
I saw it before you did. I was on a date and I saw Tenet. So I was on Twitter. I was talking to this dude named Vincent Valhalla. He has a record label. Yeah.
So the producer be producing.
Let me finish. What's in your water, bro?
Hey, this is me name referencing.
No, it ain't. You just be throwing it ad-libs, nigga.
My bad, bro.
No, you good.
Something in my water.
I said that this movie has to be seen in theaters. You can't see it at home. You can't see it nowhere. The first time you see it has to be in theaters. And I'm like, that's some bullshit. So in the drive-through, and I was like, I get it. I was like, I get it now. You kind of like, I feel like you missed the experience of seeing the whole thing. All right, cool. Of seeing it in that atmosphere of the theaters, because you kind of get the THX, the TCP, you know what I'm saying, whatever. That's a drug. But you get the whole atmosphere of
I was going with you, bro. I was sitting there shaking my head like, yeah, you get that.
Of how like that whole movie feels. So when you see it driving it, you kind of miss certain parts of that, you know what I'm saying? So, because so when I saw it here, when we all saw it together, I had different appreciation of watching the movie. So I watched it and I was like, "Oh, this is."
Yeah, Tenet is the first movie I bought without watching it. That's not true. I bought bootlegs without watching them before, but this is the first
bootlegs. Oh yeah, my bad.
But this is the first time I bought an actual movie. Like I bought it on Amazon Prime. This is the first time I actually bought a movie without seeing it because it's the only way we can really watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the best movies I purchased. Like, it was really, it was good. Like, I watched it at home. Mind you, lighting wasn't great, nothing, sound wasn't the best, and it still was like, oh shit. Like, this was type of movie. Like, this was definitely that movie. Like, it was good. One of the things, it was just good. It was just overall just good. The way things were laid out, the characters acting how he was. Tenet would be like, if I had to give it 2 movies, kind of like a Minority Report meets 007. Because the idea of like...
Definitely 007 part. Definitely the 007.
Because I believe, if I remember correctly, Minority Report was the idea of... you trying to stop crimes before they happen type shit. Mm-hmm. And then you take that aspect of it, and then you take the 007 as how he was suave, the way he dressed and how he maneuvered, and do that. I think the difference in this movie was just like... how he maneuvered was a lot different, because it wasn't like... this is the building you report to. This is what, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't like that. It was like, yo, you got this word. make it happen. Here's the key, go find the door.
Yep.
That's really what it was. Here's the key, go find the doors.
Yeah.
And so that made that shit way crazier. And then like the way they interacted and how you would figure out someone, you have a key phrase, someone to say it back, you're like, all right, ain't him. You keep it pushing and stuff like that. Like it was pretty cool. I thought that was really dope how that all happened. Because most times there's always, whenever you have this kind of movies, always a structured like you report here and and there was none of that. So I thought that was cool.
I'm gonna go say what you was gonna say.
You say what you was gonna say first.
I enjoy because you brought the Mission 007 with Minority Report. I think a key part I should say was John David Washington's acting, because like he definitely brought like his own unique swag to that character.
Yeah, because he was still black. Like he was still he was very, like when I picture James Bond, I always picture this really posh guy, kind of like, but he could just fight. It was a posh dude who could fight with some gadgets. You know what I'm saying? He had an iPhone in his pocket. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Like, but with John, with the way the John's character was in the joint.
You have to say John David. He goes by John David. He's like, that's like a serious thing for him.
Yeah, the way John does it is
that's the internet shit ever.
Yo, you got first name, you got JD. I'm gonna call you Jdub. That's gonna be now. JD, that's his rap name.
Oh god.
Yo, Jdub, you messed it up now. It's Jdub. He's like, yo, so it's Jdub. You were listening to Cleaning Dishes Radio. That's the drop he gonna give us.
What is you on?
On that good water? Good water or vodka? I can't remember. How'd you feel? No, but John David. I actually never even heard him talk like in an interview. I never watched his interviews.
I watched a whole bunch of interviews.
Yeah, I know you a fan of him. A big fan.
I am now.
I was never not a fan. I just wasn't like, I didn't follow him. Like if he watched the movie, if he came up in a movie, I didn't go see movies because he was in it. Right. But I had a feeling it would be good if he was. I had a feeling it had a pretty good cast if he was in it though.
So this is the second movie I've seen with him in it. So the first one was Black Klansman.
Yeah, he was good in that.
And then Tenet's the second one. But
I think the first time I saw him was The Game. I think that's him.
The Game?
Was that him? That's not him. That's somebody else.
Wow.
No, wait.
You might be right.
No. The sports show. Wasn't that? No, not The Game. It's called
Ballers?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
Aaron said he was in that.
Ballers.
I didn't see it, yeah.
Ballers. I don't know why I'm thinking of it's both sports shows. That's why. Yeah. It was Ballers. Ballers is the one I'm thinking of.
No, but John David's story is dope to me. Because I didn't know that before he did football. Didn't really pan out for him, and then he made a good 180. No, I would say 180.
Oh, he actually played football
professionally, yes. And like, it kind of was like
he was in the NFL.
Yeah.
What?
Same thing I said.
Is that why he was in Ballers? Is that how he got the Ballers role?
Yeah, that's what Aaron said. That's how he got in Ballers. Yeah.
That makes so much sense. I just thought he was just good at acting.
Nah. So I don't want to get into this. I don't want to dick ride, but fuck it. So like, hey, you do good. You do good.
Give me flowers so I can smell them, bro.
So at one point he hid that he was a son of Denzel Washington. He wanted to make a name for himself.
I think that's important.
Yeah, it is.
Because people would have been like, you got it off of nepotism. You got it because you were so and so son.
For a minute, he just was like, I'm not related to him, and like Denzel didn't take it personal from what I understood. Yeah. He just was like, oh, that's what you want to do, but be my guest. Yeah, because like every man has to go through their own route and role of who they want to be in life. So that was like his thing.
Talk to her.
Here you go.
Talk to her.
So like I said, I did a lot of research on him as a person, and like I like what I saw. Mm-hmm. And he has another movie with Zendaya coming out. It's gonna be on Netflix. I'm gonna watch that too.
I actually saw a picture of that thing on IMDb.
You may have had.
It was like a picture of her.
It's like her and him?
Yeah.
It's just them two.
Yeah, it was. Or sorry, it wasn't gray though. I think it was like all gray. It wasn't in color.
Some scenes are in black and white.
Yeah.
But Tenet.
Yeah, it was good. There was some cool things you had down about Tenet. I don't want to give away because I think it's still pretty new. I just barely saw it, but it is on Netflix, Amazon Prime. You could rent it there. It's like $20, I think.
Yeah, just about. I think it's like 15, but that's number 20.
So like it wasn't expensive, but it was a really good watch. I enjoyed it. The idea behind Tenet, you can't talk and not give it away. I don't know how you do this. How we
are going to spoilers and theory segment of Tenet. So if you stay in here with us, we do appreciate it. But if you haven't seen it yet, please go watch the movie first.
As I said earlier, give it away now. Like, yeah.
Say what you was gonna say.
So Tenet, the one thing you point out, obviously, it's a palindrome, so it's Tenet is forward and backwards. And the reason for that, because in the movie, the way they talk about how they operate is, what you find out is that what they do is they go in on the beginning and like the beginning of, they have a mission, and like the idea of the mission is they have their enemy, they have to engage the enemy, they have to neutralize the enemy, right? Mm-hmm. And so But what they do is they do it from both ends. So one end is moving forward with the plan, is starting with the beginning of the plan,
right?
And the other team is starting at the end of the plan, and then and working towards the middle to neutralize the thing. And so one of the theories that I came up with when I was in the room was Tenet is actually an acronym. It stands for target, engage, and neutralize. Because you're on both ends. Target is on both ends. Oh! You engage, and then you neutralize in the middle. Bro, I blew my own mind. I blew my own mind on that one, dog. I was like, bro, I got one.
I'll give you that.
I was like, bro, I don't know if I'm making it work, but I was like, if you think about it, you target, engage, and then you neutralize in the middle.
Fuck. Okay, right? I'll give you that.
Right? Okay, I'm not tripping.
That's actually really fucking good.
I'm not tripping. I was like, yeah, because you target the target, you got the target, you know what it is, you got to engage them, and then you neutralize. And y'all got to work from both ends to pinch this. They always talk about pinching. That's
called temporal pincer.
Yep, and that's what they do. And that's what it was. That's what they do.
Cause I want to debunk that, but honestly, because it's like
that's what they do.
It's on both ends. You're fucking.
They do it on both ends, and they meet in the middle, which is why it's so important. It's a palindrome because you work from both sides.
Hot fucking dog. Okay, bro, I'll give you that. That's actually really good.
When I was like, yo, I was wild.
Target, engage, neutralize. That's actually fucking good.
Yep, and you do it from both ends. That's why it's Tenet. And I was like, I mean, that's not why, but and of course, Tenet, what it means, stuff is like a credo, and it's about philosophy and stuff like that. And it comes from the Greek word, which palindrome. It comes from the Greek word, which means like run again or run again or something like that.
Okay,
run again or something like that.
I didn't know that.
Again, run too. That's what it meant. Yeah, again to run. That's what it means.
Is it Pig Latin or Greek?
I think it's Greek, and it means again to run. So you do it again, and that's the idea behind that. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense then. So because I was wondering why the word Tenet. So I looked it up.
Yeah, like it's a whole like big thing about that too. Like where the word was first seen. I didn't write that down, but like yeah,
because it's all about the philosophy of it and stuff like that. And the big idea behind that philosophy was, like you said earlier, was the whole ammunition. Ignorance is our ammunition.
Yep,
and that's the philosophy they go by. Like that's kind of the key thing about them. I
just realized that was one of the best time movies that didn't really fuck with time the most. Because like they give you, because like you say, like, ignorance is our ammunition, right? A lot of times when you have time movies, they kind of like they want to know everything. So them knowing everything, they give you like all the information. With them, you don't know much. So at that point, you're forced to live throughout the life that you have. Right.
I see what you're saying. I get that.
I find that just right now. I was like, oh, that actually pretty good because like I won't give it the ending or that one part, the important part of the ending. But when you get to a certain part, you're just like, oh, like I didn't like you don't know that person is going to be that significant to the whole like story.
Yeah.
Like without him, like the whole movie wouldn't like really do good.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure.
Honestly, just the whole mission. Honestly.
Yeah, it would have failed. Mm-hmm. And I think that's makes it so dope, man. Is you're watching this and at one point you're not even sure, are you watching it from the beginning or from the end? Like you're like, what? Like, and so you think you're watching it from the beginning, which are you as you go through, but it's the idea of how things interact, how things interloop and stuff like that. And some of it I was able to see, like some of it I caught beforehand, like there was one scene in particular. But some of it I didn't understand, but some parts like, oh, I get what this is going on a little bit. But even with that little bit that I had known, I still saw it and still was shocked. Like, oh, it was him. Like, yo, shit, oh, it was this person. Like,
that's why you started asking me questions. I was like, I'm not answering shit. And you was like the questions you asked me was very insignificant. But I was like, no.
Because whatever you give somebody, it could. This movie's one where you can watch it over and over and just put pieces together. Like, holy shit. Like holy, like even in just the title just now, like I was sitting there typing the joint out and I was like, yeah, because they got target, they get the target, they engage and they neutral, and I was like, they do it from both fucking sides.
I'm a sucker for some good conspiracy theories.
I blew my own mind, Now there were some conspiracy theories.
I do want to go into that.
There were some conspiracy theories I didn't mess with. I did not mess with.
So the one that Fred's talking about, once again, super spoiler. So the theory is that and what's the lady's name? Young lady?
You don't have to give them that. Just the name in general. Just the name alone.
What was it? Max and Alan?
Neil.
Lord
have mercy. Don't give it away. Just stop.
No, I got it. So Max and Neil are the same person, right? So Max is the son of the lady that's playing the
wife.
Yes, the wife of Seder. And Neil is supposed to be the partner of the protagonist. So it's a conspiracy theory that Max and Neil are the same person. It's just that Neil took the suffix of his real name, which is Maximilian, reversed it, and he goes by Neil instead of Max. And like I'm the type of person where I hear that, I was like, all right, cool. It's kind of a reach, but it's like, you know what? I can see that. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Fred and Dan heard it, they was like, no.
Yeah, we were in our house. I was not having it. I was not having it.
I was like,
no, I was not having that, bro.
I was like, no, that's fine. I can see how that works.
Yeah, Neil's played by Robert Pattinson. Just so
Robert Pattinson.
People wonder who it is. So Robert Pattinson, the boy from Twilight, the boy from Harry Potter. He was in a couple other things.
He was in Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
He played in, I forget. He was the Goblet of Fire champion, something.
Goblet of Fire.
Was it the Goblet of Fire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anyway, he plays a character Neil, as you said, and then his mom would have been.
I don't remember her name.
Barbara. Her name wasn't Barbara. I don't remember her name was.
Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand. Please don't you remember that.
I didn't until you said that.
Really?
Yes.
What?
That's not my mental Rolodex of songs.
Oh.
That's in my mental jukebox.
Mental jukebox.
Yeah. I'm mad I don't remember her name. I want to say Alexis.
I'm looking at the thing right now. I can't think. Was she Dimple Kapadia? Priya?
Huh?
Wasn't her name Priya? No, her name wasn't no Priya.
Prius?
Priya. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because Priya was one of the other people.
She should be like second.
Is she like this? This is weird because she's definitely not.
It probably goes in order of appearance, and she hasn't come into like the 1/3 mark of the movie.
That's true too. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mobile. But yeah.
Like I want to get into one part. Well, actually, I got a lot of questions about the movie. So I always wonder how
Cat was a cat.
Cat.
Her name was Cat. Yeah,
Thank you.
Elizabeth Debicki. You know what's funny? I didn't write down her name when I did the listing. I was writing down names, and I realized I don't have their names on this for this movie in particular.
I hate when I don't do that. Like certain things, like I love women, so like when like you kind of remember their names and like.
But I have John David down here either. I didn't have any of the characters' names actually down here.
I'm not gonna hold you. I really care about John David more than anybody else. I really was like, oh yeah,
I mean, that's your man. I mean, if that's your man's, I expect that. Like, that's your man's. You gonna be like, yo, he was in this.
But still, I'm
you was
doing
like, don't disrespect his name. His name is John David. John David.
I mean, if we want to give him
John
on a podcast.
David. John David.
Oh, if we want to get him on a podcast. Jdub, remember?
Jdub. Oh, Jdub. JD. Was it Jdub or Jdub?
What the fuck is wrong with this nigga today?
You said it too.
I said it because you said it.
Oh, so you a follower now?
No, I roll with my homies.
I fuck with it on the extraterrestrial level, bro.
All right, it's like a good 30 minutes in. I want y'all to remember this, please.
Hey.
Because when it's all the way around.
Honestly, my mind was just blown, bro. I was
what?
off the whole, when I figured out the whole thing.
Target engage neutralize it.
My mind was blown. I was like, yup. Like I really had like a That's So Raven moment. I was like, bro.
Oh jeez.
Like I'm sure that's not it. I'm sure he had no idea, no intention of that being the thing, but it works.
I wouldn't put it past him. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So basically, he's working on this movie for almost 10 years.
Damn.
Yeah, like he's like, so his method is like he'll like have an idea in his head, and like he'll write it down, but he won't like fully write the script until we're talking about Christopher Nolan. He won't fully write the script until he feel like he's ready. So like as time progressed, because he did like so many movies in between. So he did like Memento. I think he did Memento. I think he did Machinist, and a bunch of other movies.
Memento was the movie you liked a lot, right?
I love that movie.
I still haven't seen that one.
That movie is technically like a Tenet in a way.
Really?
But yeah, it actually is.
Is the Spanish version called Uno Momento?
So what he does is he'll rewrite down and write like notes and information about it. And then he's writing the script and he's kind of like figuring out how he wants to do it. Because like he said even himself, like when he was making the movie, he like would get lost of like how like he wants to like approach the film. That
would be a hard because you have to make it make sense both ways.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the important part. It has to make sense both ways. So you almost have to write like you have to be able to read the script forward and backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. So it has to make sense. It absolutely has to make sense both ways.
And I thought that was really dope because it's like how do you stay committed to something that like you may or may not actually do, but like you know that that's your baby. Like no, I really want to do this. I just want to make sure that I do it right. And like you gotta be patient with yourself. You gotta give yourself time to actually like flush it out. And I was like, damn, 10 years. Most people would do that. Most people make like 8 movies in like 10 years.
Hell yeah.
He was thinking about one for 10 years.
Damn, 8 movies in 10 years would be a lot of movies, bro.
Yeah. Some people push that out.
I could see Kevin Hart being in 8 movies in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely he could, because he wasn't like, anyway, that's not the
especially if you on like, especially if it's like on like the same location and you doing like small features and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that's wild. 10 years is a long time.
Yep.
Damn, but no, it was worth it though. That was a good movie. I was like, shit.
Watch I heard him wrong. It was actually like 2.
I mean, it was a good movie, man. I mean,
I feel like you couldn't come up with such a great idea in like a year.
Yeah.
Cause like you said, like you going forward, you going backwards.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you have like certain amount of people in time. You have to make sure technology is right. Also, like the idea of like the shots already been fired, so that this character has to walk up behind him and catch the bullet. Yeah,
and then I like how they tie in, like how they tie it all together. I like how they do that. I like how, and it's not like when people think back in time, it's not like you go back a billion years and shit. It's not like that, that. Because like you said this earlier, a lot of times people do these movies, these time travel, if you will, movies. They want to go back 20, 30 years and shit, and it's like,
right? It's like, no.
How about 10 minutes ago? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it was, like things like that. And so that's why I made this movie kind of cool, is that like they go back like within a specific moment of time, and it's not very far from where they are.
Right.
It's never like, which kind of, and it's funny because it made me laugh earlier on. When I was going there to do my notes, was because his daddy, JD's daddy, had did Deja Vu.
Yes. Which
was also a time movie. And actually was very much so a time movie, since like he could go back in time only a certain amount of time. Yeah. He could go back for it and stuff like that, and he was trying to, in his case, he was trying to fuck with the past and stuff like that. Remember? Yeah. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, so they both got these time movies under their belts. And I was like, they both were good. Both had plot twists and stuff. I was like, oh. I
had to watch that again. I tried to watch it with you. I was doing some other shit. Yeah, I had to watch that again.
They both have good plot twists. They both have both involve the whole, he's trying not to be compared to his daddy. Here I ain't comparing them. But they both do a really good job of that. Both movies do a good job of putting them in a moment where they don't go back to like 40 days and shit. It's like, like you're going back to this a few moments ago, maybe a couple hours ago, or whatever it is, and then you're dealing with things and stuff, and how they did it, I thought was pretty cool. Like the rules they had, what you
couldn't Tenet or Deja Vu.
In Tenet more so, the rules that they had, like certain things you had to look for and things like that before you did certain things, or else you'd be fucked.
That was a nutty movie, bro.
Yeah, like, that movie was so smart, bro.
It's funny because you watch the trailer, you kind of don't know what's going on. Cause I remember watching the trailer and I was like, I don't know what this movie's about, but I was like so ready to watch it.
Excuse me. When I saw the trailer, I just remember a lot of niggas moonwalking, and I was like, okay, so people are moving back in time. That's what I just remember, because people was going backwards. When you watch the trailer, it's like people just going backwards. I'm like, all right, it's a lot of niggas moonwalking. What's happening? And so I was like, okay, but you'll see, because there's some of it you'll see them going back, some are going forward, and you're like, what the hell? So like you said, you don't know a whole lot, but you can see there's obviously something with time going on. Because one dude's clearly moving one way, and you're, like I said earlier, moonwalking. What's happening? And so I thought that was pretty interesting. So that did kind of catch my eye. And then you told me you saw it. He's like, yo, it was dope. You gotta see it.
Yeah, bro. Like, you don't know, how hard it was not to like. You see some things that's so good, like it ends up being part of pop culture. Yeah. Like when y'all watched it, y'all started walking backwards and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we was giving that. We was watching the movie, right? And I had in the middle of the movie, the beauty of like watching at home, I could pause it. I had to go to the restroom. So I stood up and I started walking backwards to the restroom, and Thomas almost died. He's like, oh!
I was like, what is he? Oh!
Like, started walking backwards. I was like, riff, raff. Like, he was like, what? I was talking backwards to him. He was so pissed. He's like, what?
So think about that for a minute. So this is like one of the pivoting moments I had. So you're walking forward, right? But you know your time is going backwards. You have to know what you have to do in that time period. Does that make sense? So all right. Okay. So I'm gonna do the baby part. Okay. So you remember when he went back in time, right? So he drove the car or whatever.
Yes.
All right. So he was walking, right? He was looking at the puddle of water. He had to put his foot in the water. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he had to know that, like, oh, this ripple is here. I wonder why. Oh, I have to put my foot in this water. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it's optional, but some of them aren't.
Yeah, some of the things are like, oh, I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So like,
you have a mandatory path you have to follow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, that's
like when he was driving that car and he had to make sure he put his car in the right spot so he can throw the piece into the car and give the suitcase to the other guy.
That shit was crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like when he got in the car, he was driving. He was like, "Oh shit! Like this is the car I was driving." So when he drove, got to that point, he was like, "Oh shit! I threw that shit in here." I was like, "Oh," and he just was like,
click, click, click. Yeah, it just starts clicking for him. Yeah, that is. You are right about that. Like there's, like even though you're going back, it's not a whole lot.
It's not like you can do in a sense.
Yeah, because I said it's already been done. It's already it's probably predefined. You just have to follow the footsteps. You just have to follow into that path. It seems like that's kind of like this. This is the path you have to take. This is the path you have to go.
Predestined.
Yeah, because he said, like you said, it's already been done or it hasn't happened yet or it's going to happen. Like these are things like this is it. So yeah, some of it was just like hella dope. Like oh snap, I was like, man, look. That movie was good. It's the little things they did to make you be like, why would you doing this then if he was... Man, look, that was a good movie. That was a good movie.
What would you give out of 10?
I get it a 9. I like that movie.
I was gonna give it a 10.
I haven't given anything a 10 on the show though.
I know.
Yeah, 9 sponges. It was really, really good though.
I'll give it a 9 too. I have a problem with... When they actually went back in time, I had a problem with that. Like when Kat went back in time to interact with Seder. Because remember, she jumped off the boat.
Okay.
And previously they had a rule of like, if you do a temporary pencil, you have to have an oxygen mask. So I was trying to figure out like how that works.
I thought they explained. Yeah, that part did confuse. I remember you talking about that. That part did confuse me. But they said that she had went back. So I forget how they explained it. That it does get confusing. It gets like, this is one of those movies you're going to watch it and you're going to immediately hit YouTube and you're going to watch all the theories.
I honestly suggest that. I honestly do.
Because there's going to be a lot of stuff you're not going to understand and some of you're going to be left in the dark like, what? Wait, what?
On my first watch, I was watching it midway through. I was like, I'm going to YouTube after this. I know I am.
Yeah, because sometimes you just don't get like I would have to watch the movie again because some of it I was like, well, how did she? Because that was a big thing. Like when you go back, you have to wear the oxygen mask, stuff like that.
Yeah, because the reason makes sense. Like oxygen, like reversed, isn't like
you can't
breathe in reverse oxygen, and that makes sense because the idea of like carbon dioxide, and oxygen, so everything is carbon. Yeah,
that part didn't make. And the only thing I could think of was that because she was already there before.
She was.
And I remember someone saying it because she was already there, but there in that point in time before, so that was a continuation for her rather than it being her first time going back, I guess. Because she how can I explain it? It's tough.
You know what I'm saying? Like my brain's about to hurt.
Because when you go back, like when he went back, it was his first time going back. He needed the mask because he had to get to a certain. I think he needed the mask the whole time until he got to a certain point.
Yeah.
To where he met up with her where he was supposed to. I don't know. It was hard.
You ever feel like your brain got a wrinkle in your head? You ever felt that before?
A wrinkle in your head?
Yeah, so they say that when your brain gets a wrinkle, it means you learn something. So how many wrinkles you have in your brain, it means how much you learned. So I feel like right now we've got one of them wrinkles in our brain.
I thought I have a wrinkle because I still don't get it. I was got a question mark like, bloop. That shit's hard to explain. I couldn't explain that because I don't understand it. That's why.
It would be hard for me if somebody was like explaining the movie from beginning to end. I definitely wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I'd be like, nah. I'd be like you, a philanthropist gave something. Tell him something totally different. Like, bro, it's so good, you gotta see it.
Oh, that was that philanthropist? Oh, palindrome. Shit.
Nah, he's like,
That's honestly probably my favorite part is like the palindromes in the whole movie. I was like, oh, like, all right.
It was definitely good, man. How they all tied up was good.
I want to talk more about John Davis swag in the whole movie. I thought I hit.
Oh yeah,
like he's beating nigga ass with a cheese grater, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy. That shit was. It's got action in the movie. It was good, man. It really reminds me of like a Black James Bond on some real shit. Like just, I mean, less gadgets because he didn't have as many like cool. Like, James Bond has more secret gadgets.
Yeah, no gadgets, bro. Only gadget he had was his charisma. Like really.
That shit was crazy though. That shit was crazy. That worked for him.
And he had like a little sprinkle of you a little bit. Like when old boy was like, "This is definitely some shit you would do," and he was like, "How do you want to die?" And he was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Some shit like that. I first saw it, I was like, shit Fred would say.
Why would I wouldn't say that?
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't say that. That's rude.
And you like, oh, and when he's like, what did he say? Oh, you chose the wrong profession. You would be like, what you mean?
What you mean?
You gonna kill me? I just got here. Now, that was a good movie. I do suggest watching it. Like, if that movie was... That's a lot. How much would you pay? Like, yeah, how much would you pay to watch this movie? Like, mind you, never seen it before, but somebody told you, like, yo, this is a great fucking movie. And the price tag was whatever.
Price tag was what I wanted.
Like, what's the highest you would pay for this? I want to say $50.
$20, nigga. I paid $20 to see the movie.
Let's say it's like, it's $50.
It's $50 to go see it. That's steep for any movie for me.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
any movie. Like, yeah, you.
But it's yours. It's yours though. You bought it. It's yours. What's worse, buying it and it's yours, or buying it it's a one time? It's first. You only watch it once.
Buying it and this one time thing is the worst. I think.
I don't know.
Because if I buy it,
cause you know, not many people go and buy. If somebody told me a movie is $50, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna buy that or not. But it's like, yo, you only can watch it once. I would definitely be pissed if I had to watch Tenet once.
you watch it once and you got stuck and he's like, I paid $50, I don't get a DVD, no nothing. Like,
nah, bro. It's an experience.
yeah, you gonna experience this right when I get this money back. Like, look, watch this.
When you start seeing yourself going backwards, you like, whoa,
yeah, that's me walking my ass out the theater, walking back in and walking back out.
Do I have blood on that pipe? Yo, what's I doing?
Bing, like, bonking, like, bing, bonk. Like, damn. Undo the bump in the head.
That's basically what would happen.
What that? So if you got knotted in the head, right? That says, well, hit your head, knotted, and then he went back in time. Would it unknot?
That's what happened. So when he got
He got
when he got stabbed, I'm telling you some of my favorite parts. I didn't catch that till the second time.
Yes, sure he did. Yeah.
So like when he was in the boat, he's like, my arm hurt. He was like, word, that's crazy. John David was like, yo, my arm really hurt. His arm started bleeding. He was like, yo, my arm bleeding. He was like,
I'll tell you.
And he was like, oh yeah, we gotta do his mission regardless if it hurt or not. And so when he went through this whole basically when he went through the beginning of the movie again, it was like, oh, that's why. I was like, that's such a good movie, bro.
Yeah, that movie's good, man.
It's better. I was like, movie's cool. I thought this movie was cool, but talking about it now, I'm like, this movie's really good.
Yeah, no, I would suggest you guys definitely watch the movie and then see what you get from it. Like, see what things you spot out. Do you come up with your own philosophies or whatever on that? Definitely, and what you learn from it. Definitely let us know, because I thought that movie was like a good trip.
So I peeped. This last thing I'm gonna say. Then we're gonna go to the next movie. On the mailbox, on the trailer, on the poster, it shows a picture of on top of him like holding a gun forward, but you look at the bottom, it's him with the mask on. He has actual like a air mask. If you look at the poster of Tenet, there's a picture of him on top holding the gun, right? But if you look at it upside down, below the word Tenet, is him holding the gun, but he has a mask on.
Oh, okay. You see that? That's not some details?
No.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Some detail. Yes,
how? I said poster and upside down. What else do you need?
You didn't say upside down the first time. Run it back. Tenet the John.
I'm actually gonna do that.
Tenet with the podcast.
I'm not gonna do this.
Y'all gotta play this podcast in reverse.
I'm gonna make it reverse. This whole thing gonna be in reverse. Like what? Like people be freaked out if I play that part backwards. They gonna be like, yo, it's anti-Semitic.
Yeah. That you mean satanic?
Same word.
Oh wow. Okay.
So speaking of John David,
no, don't tie him to that. Do not do him like that.
No, all right. Take a pause. Take a break.
Don't. Plug. You gonna plug something right here? Plug something right here.
Plug.
Anything but that.
Hey, if we had an ad, it'll go right here. That works. So speaking of John David Washington, he's really close with Spike Lee. And that's how he got the role with in Black Klansman. But speaking of Spike Lee,
I see the connection you're making.
Spike Lee made a movie called Crooklyn. That's really important to that's a really important movie to the culture.
Crooklyn, take me back. Crooklyn.
So Crooklyn.
Shout out to my sister. That was her favorite movie at one point in time in our lives. She was always watching that shit.
If it's important once, it's forever.
Nah.
A New York story based in the 70s about the growth of a little black girl. From a girl to a woman, you can say. Directed by Spike Lee. Excuse me, Gas McGee. So I first saw this movie when I was like 10 or 9, I think it was.
So the movie came out in
94.
94.
Same.
Damn.
How was I 94? I was 6.
No, you weren't that old.
I was just guessing. My math's terrible in my brain. 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. I was 6. Tenet.
Oh, what's a Tenet? No, nigga, that's not how this works. But you counted forward, but you were thinking backwards.
I was, though. Sadly, I was.
Okay, I see it.
Bananas, right?
I see it. Okay, nigga, stop.
What you hating?
I ain't talking to you. I'm talking about the picture. Stop.
When did you see Crooklyn?
I was young. I might have been around your age.
We were around the same age. So that makes sense.
I mean, I might have been. I don't know if I was 6 or 8. I was probably between there somewhere when I saw it.
So it's between the ages of 5 and 20.
Yeah.
All right.
It was the first movie I seen in my 20s. I'm down.
That's definitely an inside joke. No,
Shout out to Frank Ocean.
How would you explain this movie? Like, I guess the best way to do it is like, oh, this is about like a normal black family. Black family with 5 fucking kids that's unruly. But
yeah, I think you would call this is one of those slice of life. Like, I know if it was an anime, you'd call it slice of life.
Slice of life.
Because it's about a slice of life of this person growing up in this time frame, and just like
I want cheesecake now.
Because cheesecake is your slice of life. I get it. And this is it. Yeah, something I could describe it as a slice of life. And it's just about like this follows this little girl and her growing up with her parents during this specific time frame. And it's kind of funny because it's nothing major. Like, it's not like there's a war going on right in her home or nothing like that. It's about her dealing with her New York neighbors and stuff, and the niggerdom that goes on and stuff like that, and the things she deals with. Like
that really explains it.
Like, it really is about the niggerdom that was really going on during that time frame in this neighborhood in New York. Like from her like trying to steal something out of a store to like the positive things. You know, she had a relationship with her brothers and stuff like that, you know, like growing up with them and little things of like it was really about nostalgia. That was the whole movie, was about nostalgia for people that grew up in that time frame. It was that was the whole point of it. It was about nostalgia. It was about capturing the nostalgia of growing up in New York in that time frame. That's all it was about. Like that's really it. And it deals with some traumas and how she dealt with it. Like I couldn't tell you it was based on a true story. I don't think it was. It was about just capturing this slice of life. I mean, because the movie it happens all within a few.
It's one summer.
Yeah, it's like all in like one summer. That's it. Like just one summer. Like that's all it's about. It's about being hot. It's about
smoking glue, sniffing glue.
That's back because this is back then. Just to give you ideas. Back then, that was the high.
Get you some Elmer's glue.
Put you
brown paper bag.
I think it wasn't like rubber glue or like.
Honestly, I don't know. I was bullshitting.
I think it's called rubber glue or I want to say it's called cement glue. I don't know, but you put it inside the bag.
That was made by Elmer's. They made money off that shit.
You put it in the bag and you would huff it. It would huff glue and stuff. So it was that age and stuff like that, and it was very interesting to see. And the things they would do with their mom, like one of the most iconic scenes is that TV on? And they all turn to yell no, and they start keep watching the TV. And you're like, wow. Like, it's just the little things, man. There's a part where like the mom gets real mad and goes in there to whoop some ass because the kids ain't listening.
You ever had let's say like you ever had your mom come home and she's like, them dishes done? You looked at the dishes and they weren't, and you was like, yeah, but you ran to get in the kitchen real quick and bust some hoes out. You ever had that before?
I never had a thing where I told my mom, yeah, and they weren't done. I would just have a dumbass excuse as to why they weren't done.
They weren't done because the soap disappeared.
Like, it would just be something dumb like dishes. Like, what you mean? Like, oh, I had, and then that happened. Like, or something. I would say something like to say something dumb and say nothing. But like, yeah, no, I didn't really like. I remember actually blatantly like on my mom, like, yeah, I did them, and they wasn't done.
And for us, it wasn't like lying. It was like, I'm about to do it right now.
Yeah, but, oh yeah, I'm on it. I was doing them, but then I heard the door, so I came and it was you.
Like, did you lock that door? It was the door, and he was like, let me go do that real quick. And you locked it, and he was like, yeah.
Like, do you see this right now? But no, I did them. Like, dang. I would do dumb stuff.
That's some ignorant shit you would do.
I would do some dumb stuff. Like, I remember one time my mom was asking me to move something. And I was where she was, she could see it. So I stood up. I was like, "Can you see it now?" She's like, "No." That's how I moved it. She got mad.
You had a fun family, bro. My mom would not let that slide.
Oh yeah, I got slid.
He's like, I got slid.
I got slid. Like, no.
I remember one time my mom was like, "You took that chicken out the freezer?" No, I was like, "You ever hear that story about the missing canoe?" I didn't do that. No, that's funny as fuck.
Missing canoe? She's like, what?
You heard a story about missing canoe? She's like, what? Like, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think I've had a few. Like, did you take something out the freezer? Like I asked you to. Did you take out the freezer? Like, when you remember to? Like that was the best. You had some smart to say under your breath.
Who did?
Me? Did you remember to do what? What?
That is funny. I ain't going front.
Yeah, it has. So always has some kind of answer.
So we was watching. So I had my son watch Crooklyn with me, and it was funny because I forgot that she goes to Atlanta. Was it Atlanta? She went to Atlanta, right?
I don't remember being in Atlanta, but I remember her going down south.
We went down south, and I remember the dog scene.
Oh Lord!
And so I was watching that. I was like, what? Oh yeah,
That was the funniest. That was so bad. Like
It was.
thinking back, that was terrible.
That was terrible. That was the
But
worst.
that shit was But at the point in time you're watching that movie, it was hilarious.
I was like, that cry scene? I was like, oh, I chuckled. I ain't gonna lie, I chuckled.
Yeah, no, there was some scenes, and the thing was, they captured this movie in the short slice of life of the summer. It captured a lot of different emotions, like from the comedic standpoint of like the kids always fighting and bickering, and especially if you grew up black, like or if you grew up in general as kids. I don't know how it is for white kids. I know they go through their things too. But as a black person growing up, like there was things that was happening back in the 70s that you were dealing with in the 90s. You know what I'm saying, and whatnot. Like you was doing those same things. What?
I'm about to make a terrible good joke.
Make it then.
Nah, because like the time has passed, which I'm grateful for, but I can definitely bring it back. It was definitely hilarious.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. When you was like, I don't know how it is for white kids. I was like, they just shoot their moms.
You shouldn't have made the joke, bro.
I was trying to tell you what you told me to.
No, you should have stuck with nah.
See, I try to warn you. You don't listen.
You at least said shoot the fair one or something. You just said shoot.
So white people don't shoot their kids. Well, I think it goes both ways.
They usually don't shoot their parents. They shoot other people's kids.
That's not true.
White kids don't shoot other people's kids. Yes, they do.
Well, both.
I don't remember hearing stories of white kids shooting their parents. Have you? Is that what you be hearing? I usually it's.
How did white kids at Xbox?
Huh?
Never mind. Crooklyn.
You know what?
Would you want to raise a family of 5 kids? Oh, I thought of another question too. Well, yeah, like so the biggest thing for me is watching the movie and realizing that they had 5 kids.
My mom had 5 kids.
Y'all got on her last nerves. I know y'all did.
No, we was good kids.
No, the fuck y'all weren't.
Let's be were. We see that's the thing. It's the difference between having 5 ruly kids and having 5 demons you call children.
I know you, Fred.
And I was a good kid. That's why I'm not good now. Because I gave up my good away as a child.
Oh no!
That's how that works. You give away as a beginning, so that's what left up in the end. Look.
I'm looking.
If you eat all your popcorn before the movie, by the end of the movie, you ain't got no popcorn. See what I'm saying?
You know what? That makes all the sense in the world now.
So if you give away all your good in the beginning, you can't have none in the end.
Man, Tenet, bro.
Tenet. See?
Could you raise a family of 5 kids?
If I had 5 kids, nah, hell no.
I
I don't have any kids now.
You just lost track of the sex y'all having. And somehow, bam, you woke up one day, you really got 5 little niggas in your house. 5 little nigglets.
The
Nigglets, niggettes.
So the man in me is like, yeah, if I have 5 kids, I'm gonna raise them. That's the right thing to say.
Of course.
But from a standpoint of like, yo, somebody's percentage was like, you got these 5 kids, I'd be like, holy shit.
I mean, like, if it's just abrupt, then yeah. What the hell?
What? Like,
hey,
yeah.
wake up, you got 5 kids now, huh?
Yeah, it wouldn't be. I would not intentionally go in like I'm gonna make 5 kids with her. Like, that would not be the goal. You know what I'm saying?
70s is different. You ain't had technology. You bored.
Did you say a pull-out game?
You bored, my nigga. Like, what you gonna do?
That's true. Boredom will get you.
Work at the factory, come home, you see a baddie, you like, hey, I can...
Quarantines, bad queens. Like, man, like, yeah, them things get you, man.
What happened? I mean, Dry was like, talking about how women see men or whatever. They be like, he works at the post office. I can raise a family around that. I thought that's how it was with them. It's like, oh, he's a musician. He's a good guy. Man. I can make a family with that. Like, yeah.
Quarantine and teens will get you.
Quarantines
and teens will get you, man.
I just realized that like their relationship, as far as the parents go, were like very. It was good when it was good, but when it was bad, it was bad.
I feel like they had, for the most part, I feel like it was very realistic in the sense of like as you said, it was good, but it was good. I think it's kind of hard to say because there was like one moment that was like bad.
No, they had a lot of moments. It was like that, yeah. Like as far as like the apex of how bad it was, it was that. But there was like a lot of points of like
a lot of you know what? Financial bads. They had a lot of financial bads.
Like,
that,
for sure.
I would say, I'll get it. They had financial bads. They had like mom was carrying the family because dad wanted to be a jazz man. Speaking of jazz man, though, we should talk about soul.
We will.
We should get into that soon.
I was like, you want to talk about it now?
Like right now. Yeah,
it's a great segue.
I mean, I'm saying.
Jasmine disco track.
Hey.
Shout out to Delroy Lindo and Alfred Woodward. That was with mom and dad. We talking about the parents.
Yeah, I know. I just was trying to.
You zoned out?
No, I was trying to follow why you were shouting them out exactly.
Cause they did a wonderful job in that scene. Like they were like many people's parents. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like when it's like movies, like my mom and my dad's like that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I definitely can agree. Like that definitely. I think that's happened to every person. If you grew up in a, I won't say typical, but I don't know what the word.
We'll go with that until better words come
yeah. For lack of a better word.
Lack of better words.
Yeah, typical black family. Like that's definitely something you saw and heard of a lot. Probably was them arguing and fighting. Or it started off with usually it would start where somebody would say something about bills not being paid. And usually I'm gonna be honest with you. It was because the woman had to do a whole lot of extra shit because the husband was not on his P's and Q's about something.
True.
So she's kind of fed up with it, like low key, but she's trying to be nice about it. Like, hey, like, so, you know, you paid this bill, and then you gonna be like, yeah, I paid it last week. Wait, well, I'm getting notices saying it wasn't paid. And you annoyed because it's the idea of not having and being reminded, hey, it's not good enough. It's not because in your head you take everything she say when it comes to finances, you not being good enough.
You know what's crazy about that? That's exactly what it is. That is like what you're saying to me is right, but the way I'm taking it is really fucking on my ego and my manhood.
It's you're not good enough. It's not good enough because especially back then, because men prided themselves. I'm about to go off. Men pride themselves so much on being providers, and when you aren't providing, you're in theory you're a man. That's if you think that way. So you just like questioning my manhood, questioning me as a man. It gets real like old. So they're like, but at the same time, it's like if you was on your P's and Q's though, she don't got to be questioning you, sir. Like,
but he brought up a good point. Like he was saying, like back in the. He brought up a good point. And then, like when it was in the past, like when his like career was booming, like they didn't have to worry about nothing. Like you wasn't on my head. I was taking care of the family. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about that. Go ahead. That's in the past.
That's the reality situation. Like
that's what I said. Like
not a good point.
He brought up a good point, but it was a bad point when you like say it out loud.
Yeah, it wasn't really a point at all. It was like, well, when money was coming in, it wasn't a problem. Well, of course. Yeah, money was coming in. That's the whole point, sir. Like money was coming in. What do you mean? I
can't go in the past and be like, let me get that money that we just spent and bring it to the.
You can't Tenet that shit. I mean, maybe, but the idea is just like, look, like you can't. Like, I don't think that's fair about, well, you wasn't complaining when I was taking y'all places and we was doing this stuff. I was like, yeah, you could afford to do so, sir. Like, right. Of course I'm not going to complain when the lifestyle that we have is great for the better, is for the better good. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I was like, that don't make no sense to me. Like, yeah, we're struggling now, though. Like, we're really getting by. Like,
in the middle of an argument, wherever you think about saying and you say it sounds fire.
Yeah.
But someone's like, you like, man, that was dumb as shit.
Yeah, like, you were like, oh, yeah, well, you weren't complaining when I had money. But like,
no,
when you had money, bills were paid, nigga. What the fuck you talking about?
Like, this is now. These bills ain't paid, so right? Someone complain.
Let's
like,
go back in time. Let's write time on the check. Let's write the past on the check and give it in, huh?
What time mark you want to use?
Right?
No, she brought up good points, like many of them.
Yeah, and it was just like, damn, like, and it's also really selfish because here's the mom is like, because a lot of times what also happens, a lot of times in situations is the man decides for one reason or another, I'm just gonna go out and live my best life, and or not even live my best life, I'm gonna go out and do me.
So that wasn't what he was doing.
Yeah, it was. He was trying to find a gig because he liked music. Music was his thing. That's what he loved to do, right? And instead of being like, you know what, music thing isn't popping off for me right now. Let me go get a job so I can make ends meet for the family and bring that in. I'm going to continue to do what I want to do and hopefully try to make that work rather than still work on this on the side, but be doing my thing. And then he would complain like, I don't have any peace in this house. Da da da.
Well, the music was his career. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't upload his shit to SoundCloud or anything.
Okay, hold on. Because
in the 70s, that's what I would have done.
Yes.
No, R&B for real. No, that was his career. So him doing anything else, he probably didn't have the skills for it. Could he have done labor? Yeah, of course. Like he worked in a warehouse.
Like that's what I'm saying though. Like, I feel like is it really? Is it face cost him a career if it's not paying you?
It was paying him.
It wasn't paying. That was the whole problem.
Just not enough.
he wasn't getting no money like at all. He was barely, if he was getting money, he was barely, like at one point he was like not paying bills. He was missing stuff. Like he wasn't getting money at all. They was having to borrow from people and stuff like that.
Bills. I was gonna say they weren't missing bills like
they were missing bills. So like, cause she even had to pick up a job to cover, and that's what I'm saying.
I think she had 3 jobs.
She had to pick up a job, like she had to work to cover the ends. It's like, that's what I'm saying. That's selfish, like in the sense of like, you don't see her being like, well, I want to be this and I'm gonna go do that. So fuck these kids. Let me just do this.
He didn't say fuck these kids though.
Did he not? When all that situation went down with the all money thing and everything got out of control, he left. He left the house and he was like, he came out.
No, he got kicked out.
Why he get kicked out?
Because bills weren't paid. Then she was like, I'm paying these bills. Get the fuck out of my house. That ain't not how she said it.
First of all, they had the whole situation happen, and that's why she's like, get out. But the idea to me is just, again, it's just like, I don't think it's fair that you decide, you do have to kind of decide what you're going to do, and it has to be a conversation like, hey, if you are going to take the time to like, I want to work on this to build for our family, there has to be a conversation where you sit down and be like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, work on the family so we can get this going. That way it's an understanding. And if she agreed to that, it's an understanding that, yo, like, this is going to be hard around here for a while until it's up and running. But, like, when it's not up and running, it's been a minute. Like, obviously it's been a minute. Like, it's behind.
A while.
Like, I think that's kind of selfish. I'm not saying that you can't work on your dreams and stuff. I don't think that's fair that she not working on her dreams. She don't get to work on her dreams, but you get to work on yours.
Her dream was having 5 kids.
Ooh, that could have been a dream. I don't know.
No.
Dreams and Nightmares, the album. But
it's 5 discs. But no, like she was
for every child. All those diss tracks for every child.
She was right though. Like this is her point where like, yo, like I'm trying to make ends meet and you ain't really helping.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to diss you like that as a man, but like I need some assistance. But he was honestly doing the best that he could. It just was like
he wasn't.
He knows music, bro.
Just because you yourself literally sat here and said.
Well, I sat here and said
that music was his career. That's what he liked to do. He might not have had the skills, but he could have got a job doing something else.
Yeah, he could have got like a temporary job.
Okay, then. So you just said he don't have no skill set.
But he would have been unhappy.
He was unhappy living like that, though.
That's crazy.
That's exactly like you was unhappy living a shit life with 5 kids and couldn't provide for them. You could either be the nigga who say, you know what, I might have to back burner or put this or work on this on the side while I'm doing this to provide for my family, or be looked at as the dude who worked on whatever the fuck he wanted to do while the kids were starving.
I respect that. That's crazy, huh? That's nuts. But speaking of jazz musicians, we saw the movie Solar. And
Soul Plane? I'm done.
Would you say, my God?
That shit was bad, bro.
It really wasn't though. We saw the Disney movie Soul. And honestly, you haven't seen it. It's really good, but we want to spoil some shit. So Soul is a movie made by Pixar, so get the tissues ready.
Man.
It is time for Joe Gardner to die. I'm going to go on this one. John Gardner gets into an accident after finally achieving a piece of his dream of being a jazz musician. Funny, the timing of death is. But when we... Yo, I'm not reading this no more. I feel like I'm like a broken record. I'm skipping this shit. So the movie Soul. It's on Disney Plus. It came out...
I got the official IMDb joint if you want me to... Let me read that one.
No.
I'm just going to say a musician who has lost... I was going to say these things. I'm just going to say a few things.
Go ahead.
I'm going to follow up what you said.
Just read what I wrote.
You couldn't read what you wrote.
Man, my tongue was malfunctioning.
Yeah, okay.
You must say something crazy, huh?
Nope. Nope. A musician who has lost his passion for music is transported out of his body and must find his way back with the help of an infant soul learning about herself.
That's on that whack.
It sounds like words I put together and made a sentence.
Still whack.
You got an essay and couldn't even read it.
It's like you hating, bro.
They you say the truth, and they be like, "Oh, you hating."
It's not like you hating me right now. I don't like that.
But that's
no. But came out December 25th, and it was a good movie. Yo, I'm running low on gas or something.
I'm like, yeah, that energy drink must have wore out.
No, I don't know what it is. I'm definitely kind of like
crash,
putting this shit.
You crashing, bro?
No, but I didn't know that it was our main character, our protagonist, Joe Gardner, was voiced by Jamie Foxx. And the movie definitely touched on many different things because Joe Gardner was a great guy, but he felt like he wasn't reaching his full potential.
Yeah, he yeah, that's very true. That's all I got. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, that's true. He wanted to be. He was a jazz musician, but he wanted to be a famous, renowned jazz musician. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He wanted to get famous, and I feel like one of the things that it was touching on is that, like, just because you love something doesn't mean that's meant to be that's something that you do. Mm-hmm. And just because you love something and are good at it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna blow up at it. Like, you're gonna become famous off of it.
Facts.
Damn. That's part of the reason why I was saying about oh boy, like maybe you're not meant to be a famous jazz. Maybe to be a dude who just composes the music but not be in the starlight. He wanted to be a starlight, whatever.
You say I should make beats, but not Joker. I thought
you hear your mixtape like not everybody should be a rapper, but hey, you don't know until you put the mixtape out there. You know what I'm saying?
So as you were watching the movie, I thought that because it started off with him being a teacher.
He's a teacher, yeah.
I thought that was kind of dope because like a lot of times. People that can't, what's the saying?
People that can't do, teach.
There you go. Thank you.
And people that can't teach Jim. That's what he said, remember? Remember that was in that movie.
I never heard that last part.
It was in School of Rock.
I never seen School of Rock.
What?
I don't need to see these white movies, just so you know.
Hold on now, player.
All movie I need to see is Black Panther. That's about it.
Okay, so you're gonna be a lost man thinking like that, bro. You're gonna be lost.
See?
You're gonna be lost.
Exactly why Friends is more respected than Living Single is.
You said what?
Exactly why Friends is more respected than Living Single is.
Maybe more people just relate to their friends than they do Living Single.
No, Living Single came out first. Living Single.
That doesn't mean people gonna relate to it more.
You know what? It feels like you hating, bro.
What? You just spit some truth so you get mad?
No, your truth. To you.
But that's the what? Truth. If it's my truth, it's still truth, brother. The problem is you trying to see things with a third eye when you only need the two to see it.
Talk about it, Malcolm.
That's your problem.
Talk about it, Malcolm.
You trying to see with a closed third eye. Open your brain.
Open the pineal gland?
No.
That's the actual thing.
I don't care what you're talking about. No.
So. Train. So how'd you So what'd you feel about this movie? Like how'd you how did you relate to it or connect to it?
All right, so I know for myself, I struggle with always trying to find out what it is I wanted to do.
Anybody on your back, all right.
No. Like I think everybody's in this. Like everybody about to get your bag, all right? I'm like, no. But wanting to trying to figure out what it is you want to do and always feeling like that whatever it is I do, I have to become this dope, just so good at it. Everybody wants me to do. I gotta be the front lines on everything when I do it. Mm-hmm. And you come to a point where realize that's not necessarily always that's for me. It's not always the case. Sometimes there are times where let's say something happens at work or whatever, and I might help somebody figure something out. Mm-hmm. And I play the background on that. It's like I let you get the credit on that, and I play the background. Rather, I need to be in the front and be like I need to be the head dude. I need to do the scene and her, and it's like no, you take that and you go with that. You know what I'm saying? You go with that. You make that push that forward. And sometimes I know it's a very small comparison compared to the overall thing. No. But I get I related to the idea of, to me, it kind of relates to the idea of just because you're funny, you have to be the comedian. That's what I got from that. Just because you're funny, you have to be a comedian. Maybe you're meant to write jokes for somebody else. Maybe you're meant to, there's different ways of doing things. You see what I'm saying?
You're writing jokes for me now? Nah. And
so, but the idea, but honestly, the idea behind that was like that. It's the idea that just because you like to design shirts, but you don't want to be in the front of it. Like you like, I got to be in the back end of it, something like that. And some people like, I want to be in the design, I want to be in the front, like I'm the model, the thing, and because you see people like that, like I'm, and it's not saying that you can't be a bunch of different things, you can, but just because it works for somebody else doesn't mean it's gonna work for you.
True.
Is one thing, and I think the other thing that got because it works for you doesn't mean just because it works for somebody else means it's gonna work for you.
That's what my thing.
And then also that you ain't shit. Like, damn. But I don't know. I felt like that's what it spoke to me. It was just like, just because you love to do something, like I like playing video games. That doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be a professional video gamer. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could just play video games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you could stretch. You could do other things you could do. And there's other options to do. Like maybe you want to be. We get so focused on a specific aspect of something, which is the thing. Like again, I'll go back to the whole comedian thing. Because that's always comes up. You could be the dude on the stage. You could be a writer. You could, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's different things you could do with it. And so it doesn't matter. And it's still be a comedian. You could still be a jazz musician and just teach jazz rather than be the person who's playing jazz. Yeah, it might look like it's the lifestyle you want and things like that, but that might not be meant for you. And that's why it has never happened for you. And
so you ain't trying to be a hood legend?
Huh?
You ain't trying to be a hood legend like Pee Wee Kirkland?
Go to sleep, please.
I'm asking a question.
Please go to sleep.
I can't ask a question.
Sleep on the podcast. Sleep. There it is. No, so I think that's kind of like, that's where I got from that. Like, oh yeah, and because people really be like, they get so focused on this one aspect of it, when it doesn't work out, they get real upset, real salty, and.
I really wanted you to answer my question though.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a hood legend like P.K. What'd you say?
Pee Wee Kirkland.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank Kirkland. Yeah.
Kirk Franklin?
What was I?
Franklin Kirkland. He said Frank Kirkland.
I was wondering how that came out the tongue weird.
I was like, who is that? What brand is that?
Oh God. That's Costco.
Costco and fries, yeah?
No, but you are right though. I do agree with that. Like, not everybody's supposed to. It sucks to hear, but like, not everyone is supposed to reach like that stardom. Like, not everyone meant to be a star. Sometimes you gotta like be like the writer. You can't always be like the actor and shit like that.
Yeah, because you gotta look at life realistically. If everybody's a star, then everybody's a star. Nobody's a star.
I will say this: you are a star of your own story.
Yeah, and I think that's what the whole point of this was. Like,
I don't think it's the point of the movie. But.
Yeah. No, but I do think I also felt like it's not about we take into we often again trying to chase this one thing, and sometimes it's not about trying to find that one specific thing, but just enjoying the experiences of doing different things. You see what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I thought that was also what it was. But that's why the little girl like ends up being like, oh, I got my badge because I experienced life.
Yeah.
Versus being like, because in her head, in the way it looked, it was like, oh boy was kicking the ball, so because he kicked the ball, he's a soccer player. And it was like, no, like you just have the experience, and you like this experience. There's other things you might like maybe you're not supposed to be kicking the ball. Maybe what you like actually wasn't kicking the ball, but the idea of kicking. Maybe you're supposed to be a kickboxer. Maybe you're supposed to be something like I'm just being like realistic.
No, you have a point. You have a point.
It's the idea that it's experiences. It's and sometimes we focus so much on what's our purpose that we don't even. You spend so much time just searching for something that's not meant to be found. Like just live.
Yeah. Just
live. Like, and eventually that thing comes to you. If it's meant for you to have a specific thing, maybe you're meant to just experience a bunch of different things and write about it. Maybe you're meant to just like help others. Like some people's like whole job. Like people like, I'm looking for a job. They can never land a job for themselves. They always help other people find jobs. Mm-hmm. That is your job. Your job is helping other niggas find their job. Sometimes that's what your purpose is.
I get commission for that though.
You have jobs where all you do is help people find jobs. That
is true. It's called
like,
recruiters. You
just help. Like sometimes just meant to help people. Like, and you just meant to be a helper. Like you just help people learn. That's what you're doing. That's how you create your story. You just help people do this, help people do that.
Real shit.
So I was like, I thought the movie just said spoke on a lot of different levels.
It definitely was a deeper movie than I thought it was gonna be. Like soon as like Joe dies, it gets to a point of like, yeah, we're about to like we're going to the depths of like wherever life is. We think at least because he dies and he's like not ready to die yet, and he's like rejecting the idea of death, and he just jumps into like.
Well, he never actually died. He was in a coma.
He was actually in a coma, but his soul was going into I guess into the light.
The heavenly realm, whatever they call it.
No. We don't know if that's where he was going. He was going to the light. That's all he was doing.
Oh yeah, he was walking to the light. We don't know what that was. You're
right. Because remember, when we see him, he's in a coma. Right. And if he was already dead, then nothing you do can go back to your body. Well,
from what we understand, that light didn't mean that those people were passing on to the next realm. Whatever that was.
They assumed. No one told them that.
They did say that. They said it on the thing. They was like, we're going. Let's watch it again, because I'm pretty sure they say like where are they going? Oh, it's time for you to go on to the thing, and they keep trying to tell them to get onto the thing because you have to go on to the next thing. They keep saying that like, yeah, I'm pretty sure
you and them are both wrong. Just saying.
Okay, all right. I could have sworn they said that's where you were going because you either went down to that hole to go to Earth to live.
True.
And then you went to the other place, which was ideally, I don't know if that meant it was going to cleanse your soul or whatever, but you as Joe were no longer going to be Joe. You were going nothing to Joe. So essentially that version of Joe was dead.
Yeah, honestly, that's Josh Mission. He probably would.
Yeah, and so they were like, yeah, you were going to go here. That's why I kept running away. Because remember, everything I was going sucked up into the light. And they kept telling him like, well, you can be a teacher or whatever it was, or basically help the kids find their thing, help them find their spark.
Mm-hmm.
And
It definitely driving that home a lot for him of like teacher.
Yeah, like and that was his thing, and he didn't. I don't think he realized that because even there was a moment in which the girl inhibits his body, and he's not. And then he was in another body, and he was like inside the building, but she was talking to the little girl who wanted to quit the band or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And as she's talking, she's like kind of like doing her thing. The lady doesn't know what she's saying or whatever, but Tina Fey is playing Tina Fey. 22. Her name was 22. 22 doesn't really know what she's saying, but she's kind of just agreeing with the girl or whatever. And the girl's like, maybe I won't quit. And it's like, I love you, and I'm so glad you helped me out. And that was really meant for him. That was a blessing he was supposed to get, but he was not in his body to experience that, whatever. And sometimes it takes for you to not be in your he literally got to be outside looking in to realize how where he was in life and what he was doing and how great he really was. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
true that. I ain't honestly anything about that.
Like, I was like, damn, outside looking in. It was, I don't know, the movie was definitely deep on different, it definitely had a lot of different meanings to it.
Yeah.
I feel like they caught a lot of the essence of being, they caught the essence of Black, they caught the essence of being an adult and dealing with, like, your parents and stuff like that. Because at some points, he was like, how he really wanted to be this one thing, and the mom was kind of, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit, was pressuring him to get a job, like, an actual job. Well, he didn't have a job. He had a job doing
he had a job as a teacher, but he wanted the music career life. He wanted to, like, go on tour and, like, kind of, like, that beautiful chaos that artists go through. Yep.
And she was like, why can't you just be, why, but I got you this job so you can do this and third. And he felt like she was trying to stifle him, but she was trying to get him to be like, grow up. Grow up. But and it's tricky because part of it is like, no, like, you should be able to follow your, especially in a situation you're single, you don't have kids, like, you should be allowed to, that's when you are supposed to fall, like, do those types of things and really enjoy it.
But he was like 40.
He didn't have no other priorities. The reason a lot of people stop doing it is because they have priorities that take place over that.
Because at a certain point, your priority is retirement.
But how do you retire if you don't have nothing?
He had something. He had a full-time job as a teacher.
Right, and so he was still enjoying that, but he was doing this on the side. It was like a side gig. What he wanted was more than that, but he was still working a job. Like, he understood he had bills and stuff.
How do you feel if he was like, I don't want to teach these kids, they whack?
Get a new batch of kids, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Go to another place.
Technically, you do every class period.
I would think. I don't think. Yeah, you would think, but I don't know. But he wasn't necessarily happy with that, or he didn't. He wasn't happy with that because it wasn't the jazz musician that he thought he was supposed to be.
Right.
And a lot of times because he was trying to live out his daddy, because his daddy was a jazz musician and stuff like that. Or wasn't his daddy a musician?
I think so.
His daddy was a musician. And I thought he was a popular musician or whatever. He wanted to be like his daddy and stuff. Or at least his daddy took him to a jazz club, and that's how he got put on.
That's what it was.
But I thought his daddy was a musician too.
Nah, yeah, Crooklyn is confused.
No, I'm sure his dad was. Let me see.
Google it.
I'm gonna look it up while you talk about something.
Oh, we can talk? Okay. My favorite scene, honestly, was the scene where his soul, like, where he dies and, like, he has to interact with technically pieces of God, and also the barbershop scene. Because it's like, because they definitely, like, they touch on so many different things that, like, as Black people, we can't put into words a lot of times. And so, like, we have to experience it from the outside looking in, and it's like, oh, like, when you in a chair, you are like the king in a sense, because if they fuck up your haircut, they still gonna want you to pay. And it's like, yo, my hairline is crooked. It's like, yo, that's crazy. Yo, your head just grow like that. And it's like, nah, bro, it don't.
Yeah. One of the things that was dope about that part too, when they were in the barbershop, was at one point they talked about like you're not happy being a barber or whatever. He was like, whoa, I never said I wasn't happy doing this. He said I wanted it to be this. It didn't work out, so now I'm this. He said, but I never said I wasn't happy.
Yeah, he did say that.
He talked about that. He talked about how he never not want to say he wasn't happy. He actually was happy doing what he did and stuff like that. Yeah, he had dreams of something different. And that's kind of what they were getting at. Like, yeah, sometimes you have dreams, they don't pan out, but that doesn't mean you're not going to find happiness. People automatically tie themselves to that one dream, but like, it has to be this or nothing, or I'm dead. And it's
everybody
like,
has their own idea of happiness too. Like, what they think that happiness should be, and it's like, no, that's often not how it works. And so I don't know, man, that movie was crazy. It was just deep. It really touched your soul. That's really what the movie was about. It really was about touching your soul for like, if you watch the movie, I'm just going, hey. Yes.
And there was so many things they caught, like little black, like the little tin can, the cookie tin can.
I saw that on Twitter too. I didn't notice that until I saw that. And I was like,
I had to go back and watch it. I was like, I don't remember seeing that there, but I don't know. But it's the idea of like the way the moms were. Like, kind of had the older ladies in there, and he's like, oh hey, she gave him a hug and a kiss, and she was like, ooh, like she was all spicy. I was like, okay, you wildin'.
It's like, oh, you kiss me like that all the time from now on.
He's like, you want to give me the sugar goodbye? I'm like, no, inappropriate.
He's like, oh yeah, I forgot I always give her a kiss.
Yep. Yeah, that shit was crazy. He was in the life of a cat, and like, so he had to have somebody else do all these things for him and stuff.
Stop reading from IMDb, bro.
I'm actually looking at Fandom trying to figure out his dad.
Nah.
What am I on right now?
IMDb.
Salty as ever. I am on Fandom.
I'm looking at IMDb right now. Stop lying to the people. I'm recording.
Okay, well, you good then. I'm gonna sit here on fandom trying to figure out if his daddy was a jazz musician or not.
Speaking of haters, I like the scene of how I see two scenes. One where he's like, he was hating in the barbershop scene. The homie's hating on Joe. Joe just being Joe.
Yep, because he was so obsessed. He was so obsessed with jazz. That he never talked about anything else. He wasn't even human, basically. All he was jazz. So he would never interact with his barber like that, which got me laughing because I always talk about like how you always talk to our barber like that. And I have words with him here and there, but not a whole lot. It's like, hey, how you doing? Shooting the shit, keep it small, whatever, not keep pushing.
Right.
But you actually have conversations and talk with him. And I always laugh about that. I was like, yeah, because there are people who just kind of, it's rare to get in a barbershop chair and not have any conversation. That's weird.
Some people, I realize that I connect faster and easier with people that are quiet. And I don't know, because I'm a relatively quiet person. It depends on who I'm with or around.
That's ignorant. Give the big eyes like.
You got a point.
No, you are right though. You're right. I definitely will give you that.
But when I'm around people that are really quiet, I innately want to open them up so I don't have to talk. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. But so whenever he cut my hair, I'm like, why is this nigga so quiet?
Yeah, that's usually why I ask. I'll ask him just kind of see how he's doing, make sure he's in a good place. Sometimes I ask just to see like, cause if he's in a bad mood, because you gotta remember too. I always felt like the mood that they're in will fuck up your haircut. Like if he's angry, your headline gonna be angry. Like you know what I'm saying? It's gonna look angry, bro. Like if he's stressed, your headline gonna look stressed. And it's like it I think it reflects like a lot of times in the work. Like
reflects in the art, huh?
Yeah.
Called a hairline. That is true as shit though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, so like I'm always checking to see to make sure, and just to make sure they're good, cause sometimes you do. I remember hearing Mike say that, like, cause one day I went to the bar, say, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" Talking to him, whatever, and he was like, "That's all I asked for." He's like, "How come it's like people come in here, I'm ready to cut, but it's like, damn, like
I'm human.
I'm human, and I deal with that too. I deal with that even doing." Whenever you're providing a service for somebody, which is almost any industry, people will treat you as if you were only good for that service and you don't live beyond that.
Talk about it.
You don't exist beyond it, outside of that. So everything for them when it comes to you is just this service, that part of that service. After that, you're done. And it's like, yeah, no.
I'm more than that.
Yeah, and so like, yeah, and so yeah, I think that was pretty interesting when she was talking about that, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm happy." And they talked about Joe, and he was ragging on him. And about how he was just so stuck in his music that like that's all he ever talked about. He was like a robot in a sense. It made him almost inhuman,
right? Because
he couldn't relate to people. All it was just jazz.
Yeah, that's sometimes when you're passionate about something, that's all you really think about. But that's how you do that thing about other people also.
I think at that point you aren't passionate. You're obsessed. I think there's a huge difference between being passionate and being obsessed.
When where's it Kobe? He was obsessed about his craft.
Yeah, he was obsessed with basketball. Everything was basketball with him.
All right, yeah.
Like I'm sure he like bounced his baby a couple times. Boop, boop. Oh, in the crib.
He bounced his baby
like,
a couple of times.
In the crib, nap time.
To say you bounced your baby, I definitely dropped in my head a few times.
He was like, boop, oh, it's not a ball. Oh shit.
My mom was like,
shoot the
I
J.
don't like the way his overhead looked. She was like, pop, pop.
Like, put it to the basket, babe. Put it to the basket. No, but I could definitely see Kobe being like, yeah, like, every time he go to interact with his kids, it's like toss him a ball or some shit. I can see that. I'm sure he was a good dad. I'm not saying that at all.
Oh yeah, he definitely was.
I'm sure his kids like, what is his dad? Like, they be like, basketball? Like, they probably talk to their dad and like they was on defense and shit.
So, I think that is a thin line. There's a thin line between passion and obsession. Because when you're passionate about something, it bleeds into like obsession.
Yeah, and people easily become obsessed with something they think is a passion, and it's like something that they think like this style of this is what I was. Don't. I
didn't know which you wanted, bro. I didn't know. You just brought it over here, so I didn't know.
That's actually weird. When I was like this time, you was like, I was like, oh.
He was like, don't give me a high five.
Don't touch me. Like,
you don't need encourage shit, my nigga. Damn.
And then we get so obsessed with that vision, that specific vision that we have with things that we just, I don't know, bro. Like we just blank out the world and shit. And I was like, that's weird. I've seen that, but I've also seen the opposite side of things where you had 22 who like had no passion because she didn't know, because she didn't live yet. She didn't have no.
Yeah, that's a thing. Like I felt like she was overwhelmed by the idea of what life was supposed to be.
Yep.
And she felt like she had to be perfect for it, and I can relate to that 100%.
Yep.
Because you have this idea of like what things should be and how it should go, and it's like, yo, like you don't even know. That's nowhere. That's not gonna be like a percentage of what you gonna do. Like your shit gonna need to be hella below your expectations, man. Trust me on that. Like, you gonna see, don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, one did that short film for Maurice Williams. I thought it was gonna be like a fucking like Tenet film. I thought that shit was gonna be something complete. I thought it was gonna be not above the realm. What's that? What was Jesus? What was Jesus? Shuttlesworth. He got game. Thank you. I thought it was like, it's gonna be like He Got Game, but 2021 version. Oh my god, I'm gonna be out here shooting.
You mean 21 Savage?
I'm gonna be out here shooting faders, dog. I'm gonna be out here doing Hall of Fame posters. I saw that shit and I was like, I'm quitting.
Like, no, like I wouldn't expect that. Oh, you shot on an iPhone, like.
That's not bad. I ain't even doing it on iPhone. I do it on a camera now. But no, so like I did have to get to a point of like, it's okay.
Like
just do it. Like,
yeah,
you have
like,
to get to point, like you love what you're doing for the most part.
Why would you expect it to be such a high production though? Like,
my brain, bro, is full of color and vivid colors and imagination.
Yeah, but I thought you can't have goals. I'm not saying you can't have goals. I'm saying like that.
You should have goals, but you shouldn't let your goals control it, and like you shouldn't let your goals control you.
Yeah, your goals shouldn't stop you from doing some shit. That's
like, I definitely was on the verge, bro.
I remember you said, I was like, I want to see that. That's like I say, I want to see it.
Yeah, I was like, he ain't
so I kept saying that shit.
I was like, he ain't seeing shit. Delete.
delete. I ain't give a fuck. Like, I was like, I want to see it.
Yeah, because I started doing it again like this month, and I was like, let's just finish this out, bro. You did all this work for it. You were like halfway done.
For me, it was the idea of like, no, you done pestered me and did all this dumb shit, had me throwing you oops. You're not gonna have me involved with this some way somehow. I'm in random shots of thing. And you not put the shit out. Like,
I'm mad you didn't like her cameo. That's where I'm really disappointed by that. Your cameo was definitely like a highlight of the whole movie.
Nah, I was like,
you like your cameo, bro?
I was like, nah, I'm good.
You're like the Spike Lee of it. You know what I'm saying? He's like your little
I wasn't even Spike Lee. I was heavily into my game. Like, nigga, leave me alone.
Jack Nicholson, even.
Okay, so
Johnny Depp.
So this is an episode.
We talk about Soul more. I asked about Maurice Williams more because people love your character. I don't know if you knew it or not.
Relax.
And the credits is called pestering crowd member.
I still wish you filmed the extra shit of you fouling out and that was the shit that should have been in the movie.
The camera didn't work. I'm lying.
How did it not work? That shit was so. I was like, nigga, no, like you was playing an imaginary game and got fouled out. I was like, how did your own imagination allow you to lose and get fouled out the game?
Competitive, bro.
Wait, did you get fouled out or no? You got fouled, and then you got fouled out.
Nah. Well, this was when before I even started thinking of the idea of doing it.
Oh, okay, that's
I was like, I was fucking with you, and I was like, God damn, he keep following me. He was like, who is following you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you would get fouled and then like drop the ball, or you would really fall to the floor and shit, and be like, yo, and one and shit. But you would miss the shot after you say and one. Like, nigga, no.
Why you bring him back? Why you bring up OSHA? Let me live.
Like, nigga, that's not how that works. And one. Like, you don't
to
get
you.
to the niggas
to the world, bro. Like, that's how the sport goes.
The world, though.
Best anime ever.
All right. Okay.
We can wrap it up though. We're hour 30. We're hour 30 minutes in.
Are we?
Yeah, we're hour 30, bro.
Wow.
Tenet took up. I told you Tenet's gonna take a good portion of it.
Tenet is still that movie. Definitely go see it.
Please watch it.
Definitely go see it. It really is a 10, but I don't give perfect numbers, so I'm giving it a high ass 9.
Why don't you give a perfect number? If it's a 10, it's a 10.
Because nothing's perfect, babe. Nothing's perfect, babe.
Well, that's my check to you was.
I'm at 9.9.
This is what you were saying. Is episode what? 141. You said
episode 141 of Cleaning Dishes. We want to thank you guys for rocking with us, hanging in there to the very end. If you're still listening, if you're not, come back, listen some more. But no, definitely check out Tenet. It's on Amazon Prime. Do check out Wonder Woman. I don't think we talked about that. I don't think we didn't talk
about Wonder Woman.
Are we even going to?
At some point in life.
All right, maybe next time. But definitely check out the movies. They will be up. We'll post them up on what it were on the podcast, so you can see them there. You can see them on our our Instagram at Cleaning Dishes. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Fredtastic. You can catch this guy at
T. Usrino Jr. on Instagram and Twitter. What's up?
Check out also check out the webpage. Follow the YouTube. Webpage is cleaningdishespodcast.com. That's cleaningdishespodcast.com. Thanks again for tuning in. Clean your hands. Wear your mask. And clean your plate. Peace. See it. Nee, you know, Frank is maar zeg dat ze niet maar zeg dat ze niet maar hoe is wie